5 seconds. That is all it takes. Not 5 minutes, not 5 hours, just 5 seconds without oxygen, and the world as you know it completely ceases to exist. There is no explosion, there's no warning. It's just gone. And what happens next will absolutely blow your mind. Welcome to another Explainer, where today we're going full science nightmare mode to break down exactly how fragile our reality really is.
We're asking an incredibly specific question today. What if all the oxygen on Earth disappeared for just 5 seconds? I mean, it sounds harmless, right? You can hold your breath for that long. It's only 5 seconds. Oh no. No, it is definitely not harmless. Let's dive right into this and see exactly how fast things fall apart.
The very first thing that happens, and I mean before you even have time to register that anything is physically wrong, is right above your head. The sky turns pitch black. Not a stormy, dark blue, not gray, pure pitch black, right in the middle of broad daylight. You see, our sky is blue because oxygen molecules scatter incoming sunlight. No oxygen? Well, no scattering. The atmosphere becomes instantly transparent. You'd essentially be staring straight into the endless, dark void of space right from your own backyard.
And while you're staring up at that suddenly black sky, an eerie silence hits, because instantly, every single internal combustion engine on Earth stalls out. Oxygen is strictly required for combustion. Without it, there's no fire and absolutely no fuel burns. That means every car, every truck, every plane, they just cut out. Emergency generators go completely dark. Hospitals relying on backup power? Gone. In literally 5 seconds, civilization's entire mechanical backbone just completely stops.
Now, this next point sounds almost insane, but it's pure, undeniable chemistry. The top layer of every ocean flash evaporates. Let that sink in for a second. Think about it. Water is H2O, right? 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen atom. If free oxygen suddenly vanishes, the delicate chemical bond that holds water molecules in their liquid form gets instantly destabilized. The hydrogen is set free. You'd see this sudden global mist of raw hydrogen gas rising violently from every ocean, lake, and river. It would literally look like the Earth itself is exhaling a massive, planet-wide breath.
Okay, here is a structural fact that almost nobody talks about, and I was genuinely shocked by this. Think about the composition of concrete. The very material holding up our modern world is actually about 50% oxygen by mass. The oxygen is literally bonded right into its core molecular structure. It's the chemical glue holding the entire matrix together. So, the exact fraction of a second oxygen vanishes, concrete completely loses its structural integrity. And I don't mean it slowly crumbles over decades, it collapses. Instantly. Every building, every bridge, every dam. Modern infrastructure simply falls apart in an explosive, catastrophic wave of dust and debris. The sound alone of every major concrete city collapsing simultaneously would be utterly apocalyptic. And as the buildings around you are coming down, your own body is undergoing a massive physical trauma. Oxygen makes up exactly 21% of our atmosphere's volume. If you completely remove it, atmospheric pressure drops by that exact same 21%, instantaneously. The physical feeling of that sudden pressure drop is exactly like standing on a beach at sea level and being violently teleported 6,000 feet up into thin mountain air in literally 0 seconds. The sudden shock of that massive pressure drop has immediate medical realities. Your ears rupture. The change in the surrounding air is so incredibly fast that the air trapped inside your inner ear expands violently and your eardrums simply pop. Your sinuses collapse inward under the sudden strain. Anyone with weak blood vessels risks having a severe stroke right there on the spot. Every single living person gets hit with this devastating invisible pressure wave at the exact same moment.
And if you think you could just drop to the floor to protect yourself, well, think again. What do you think the Earth's crust is actually made of? It's mostly oxygen. About 46% of the Earth's entire crust by mass is oxygen, permanently bonded into the silicates, oxides, and minerals beneath our feet. So strip away that oxygen, and the top layer of soil, rock, and bedrock starts destabilizing at a molecular level. The ground literally becomes less solid. You wouldn't just be losing the buildings, you'd start losing the very ground they were standing on.
During all of this chaos, things are getting very cold and very dark. The sun up above? Oh, it's perfectly fine. It's still burning brightly because it relies on internal nuclear fusion, not Earth's atmospheric oxygen. But down here on the ground, every campfire, every candle, every industrial furnace, and every raging forest fire is extinguished instantly. Total pitch darkness sweeps across the night side of the globe. Every single flame keeping people warm or powering our heavy industry is now dead. And relighting any of it requires, you guessed it, oxygen, which is about to come back.
And then, the 5 seconds are up. Oxygen violently returns to the atmosphere. That's good news, right? We can finally breathe again? Nope. When oxygen rushes back into a world that's now completely flooded with freshly exposed, highly flammable hydrogen gas, unburned fuel, and superheated surfaces, you get massive, simultaneous combustion events across the globe. Every fuel tank that vented, every exposed flammable surface, it all lights up. The sudden return of oxygen triggers a wave of explosions so widespread, scientists call it a theoretical reignition event. The Earth basically sets itself on fire to celebrate oxygen coming back.
But here is the absolute wildest kicker in this entire scenario. The terrifying fact most people just don't realize. Humans can actually survive 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen before brain death occurs. So technically, you wouldn't suffocate in that tiny window. You'd pass out within 15 to 20 seconds, sure. But for those agonizing first 5 seconds, you'd be alive. You'd be fully conscious, standing on crumbling ground, under a pitch-black sky, in a collapsing city, your ears ruptured, surrounded by the beginnings of global explosions. Alive, but absolutely not okay.
So let's step back, calm down for a second, and look at the whole picture. Let's confidently recap exactly what this scenario costs us. At 0 seconds, the sky goes pitch black. At 1 second, every engine dies. At 2 seconds, the oceans start evaporating. 3 seconds, the buildings fall. 4 seconds, the ground destabilizes. And at 5 seconds, the world ignites. All in 5 seconds. Because the crucial takeaway here is that oxygen isn't just an invisible gas we breathe. It's a fundamental building block literally holding the entire physical world together.
It's incredibly fascinating to think about how deeply fragile our physical reality actually is when you strip away just one element for the blink of an eye. If this explainer broke your brain a little bit, good. That means you're learning something new. I want to hear from you now. Look back at that timeline we just went through and tell me, which of these scientific facts shocked you the most? Was it the concrete? The oceans? Drop your thoughts, keep asking those big questions, and I'll see you in the next explainer. Stay curious.